What is going on, FA Nation? John Impemba here with Henry Wilson. Welcome into the Fantasy Alarm MLB DFS Game Day Playbook Show. Today, we're talking about the 8-game Monday main slate kicking off at 6:40 p.m. Eastern. Henry's had your playbook out nice and early for all of you Fantasy Alarm members. You checked that out hopefully by now. We're here to give you our thoughts on today's slate, all the news and updates that you guys have needed here to prepare for your lineup building tonight. Henry, my friend, how are we doing today, man?
Doing great. Yeah, I'm excited. It's a fun slate. There's a lot of really quality pitchers on this slate for being a smaller one, so it should be a lot of fun. Going to be some good Monday baseball.
Yeah, 100% here. Throwing in your playbook into the chat here as soon as I can get myself together here. Everything is just lagging on me. All right, here we go. Throwing your playbook into the chat right now. For those of you who are Fantasy Alarm members, you can check that out. Again, Henry had that nice and early. Looks like we got what was that? Is that Gunnar Henderson? Who's on your cover there?
Oh yeah, it's Gunnar.
We got Gunnar back, 3 straight games at home runs. We'll see if that can continue today. Going up against Sonny Gray. Let's just jump into the pitching. Let's waste no time. Top of the pitching heap here today. We got Yamamoto on the mound against the Arizona Diamondbacks. We got Sonny Gray at home against the Baltimore Orioles. Pablo Lopez taking on the Washington Nationals. Logan Gilbert against the Yankees, and Tanner Houck against the Rays. Those are your 9K and above starting pitchers here today. Obviously, with Gunnar on your cover, I'm imagining you're not going towards Gray here today. So if you are looking to spend up, where you plug in your starting pitching this evening?
Yeah, there's so many quality pitchers here. Like, I can make arguments for probably 10 different pitchers on this slate. But at the top end, I'm leaning towards Pablo Lopez. I like Yamamoto, but I think he's a little overpriced. And Sonny Gray, I get great talent, but 2 rough innings facing Baltimore, tough one. And here we have Pablo Lopez going up against the Washington Nationals.
Yeah, go ahead. No, I was just agreeing with you. I think the price on Yamamoto, given this matchup against Arizona, feels a bit high for me as well.
Yeah, and Pablo's coming off a rough start, obviously. He got beat up by the Yankees a little bit. Only 3 strikeouts. It was 6 1/3. Like, still a quality start. Only 3 earned runs through 6 1/3, but 10 hits, only 3 strikeouts. Not what you want, but Yankees are a tough lineup, especially against righties, and Pablo Lopez has been awesome. Basically, all of his starts before that have been really great, and Washington Nationals are not a scary offense. I just think he's going to come back and get us another, 7, 8 strikeouts at least today and shut down these Nationals.
Yeah, I agree with you. One of my other favorite plays here today. Where are they on the price tag? Maybe they're not even on the main slate. No, they have to be. Are they on the main slate? Not on the main slate. All right, so that's they're a little bit of an earlier start. I like Dean Kremer though. I had Dean Kremer strikeout prop today. I don't know if you started at 4.5. A guy that has 2 games of 10 strikeouts over his last 4. He's got a 6 strikeout game before that. St. Louis, 7th highest strikeout rate against right-handed pitching here. Again, the Baltimore offense obviously starting to put some things together. St. Louis a bit more of a pitcher's ballpark as well. Looking at the mid-tier, I think Kremer's kind of in an interesting spot here.
Yeah, I don't hate it. He's not on the top for me. I just think, I like him better when he's getting to pitch in Baltimore. Cardinals is a little tougher park. I think this Cardinals offense has been rough, but they still have some decent bats, especially some decent left-handed bats. And so I don't know, maybe I shouldn't be shying away as much as I am because we've already seen 2 10 strikeout games. Obviously
8.9 over 9 for him, a career best so far for him.
So maybe I've missed here. Maybe I should be more on him.
I like I said, and just the Cardinals lineup, they've been okay. They haven't been overly scary for me. Where else are you going then? You like obviously Lopez. I mentioned Kremer. You said there's a lot of starting pitchers on the slate that you're in on. Who else are you targeting today?
In this middle end, and one that sticks out to me a lot is Taj Bradley.
Okay.
I like both ends of this game because Tanner Houck has also been awesome. But if I have to pick one, I'm leaning Taj Bradley because only at 8K, he's looked really awesome in his first 2 starts. His last one was against the Red Sox, and he went out and throws only 5 innings, but 6 strikeouts.
Yeah.
It's really first 2 outings, 7 strikeouts, 6 strikeouts. I think we can see even more from him. Red Sox strike out plenty. Obviously still a decent offense, but getting to be in Tampa Bay and not in Fenway at this start helps him a little bit extra also. So I just think the upside's super high for only 8,000.
Yeah, for sure. Value tier. Any value pitchers on your board today?
Yeah, I got one that I really like, and that's Reese Olson. I think he's way too cheap. He has been pitching super well. We just saw him throw 8 shutout innings against the Marlins. with 6 strikeouts. And like, sure, the Royals offense is better than the Marlins, but the Royals offense isn't like crazy scary either. And he's just been consistently awesome all season, really. I think he's super talented. I think this matchup is decent for him. And I just don't understand why he's under $7,000 because he's great.
So I wrote him up today over on Prize Picks. His fantasy point projection on Prize Picks today was 24.5. Which is something that he had gone over. I think it was like 5 of his last 6 starts. He has no win equity. He's 0-4 with a 2 ERA and a sub-1 WHIP. The Tigers do not score runs for this guy. But you've seen what his fantasy production has been this season without getting wins. 28, 17, 18, 20. That's without a win. Usually you need those 4 points to sort of boost up your production here. So I agree. He's been pretty elite. There are really no indicators of any sort of regression numbers for him either. Now, he's not a big strikeout guy, but 6, 4, 5, the 8 strikeouts against today's opponent, Kansas City, in that start against them. So if he goes out there again and gives you another 6 shutout, 5 Ks, like you're looking at 20 fantasy points at under 7K. So I'm with you there. 100% in on Reese Olson. Great value here today. Anybody else for you?
Those are really the main guys. Like I said, there's a handful of others that I could like make arguments for, but those are really my favorites that are really jumping out to me.
Yeah, I like that. Moving on over to the catcher position then here. And guys, we appreciate you all tuning in. If you have any questions, feel free to throw them in the chat. We're happy to help you guys build out your lineups. If you haven't already hit that like button, free way to support what we're doing here over on the Fantasy Alarm YouTube channel. It'd be much appreciated if you could hit that like button, thumbs up button there. And of course, if you subscribe, we go live here every day at 4 p.m. Eastern to break down the DraftKings main slate. Catcher spot. Where are you looking to target here today?
Broken record here. I'm probably looking to pay down,
Sure.
But if I want to be on that top end, like I think Will Smith and Ryan Jeffers are the two that stick out a ton to me. I mean, William Contreras has also been just absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
But he's so expensive that it's like tough to pay that much for catcher position. But really, all 3 of those guys have been such great hitters that like if you are paying up, like they're good hitters regardless of the position. So, you can go anywhere there.
Agree with you on that. Yeah. Looking to spend down, like we mentioned here, Reese McGuire's 3,100. I know you were in on Taj Bradley there. Ivan Herrera's 3,400. I liked Creamer, but if you weren't there, hitting the middle of the lineup for Herrera could be a value play for you. Anybody else?
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind going even lower and going to, Jake Rogers if he's in the lineup against Michael Wacha, like could be okay. Even, Christian Vasquez obviously is quite a punt play. He doesn't have a ton of upside, but against the lefty Parker, like, you never know, he could do something and it's really cheap. So, I don't really mind anywhere there today.
Sure. First base position. Obviously, you have the lefty-lefty matchup for at least an inning or 2. Cicchini is supposed to be the long man here for Arizona today, so shouldn't really be shying away from Ohtani or Freeman. Walker's got the lefty matchup against Yamamoto as well. Like, where else were you looking to go at spending up at first?
Yeah, I mean, Dodgers are the top dogs for me. Like, if you're paying up, like, try to get those Dodgers, either Freeman or Ohtani, because, yeah, like you said, Mantiply is probably not getting inning, and then it's going back to the righty, Slade Ciccone, which I don't really trust. So I think Dodgers can score a lot of runs in this one. So, like, if I'm paying up, it's going to be there. And then if not, I'm probably dropping all the way down a little bit to like Spencer Torkelson, who is quietly kind of turning things around. He obviously had a pretty tough start to the season. But now all of a sudden, like he has hits in 12 of his last 13 games. And he's starting to heat up a little bit. And we know that this guy can provide some real power if he can get going. I don't hate Michael Walker or anything. I think he's a decent pitcher, but I just think that the Tigers could, have a decent matchup here. And I think he's cheaper than he should be.
Yeah, I'm fine going there. $4,100. Again, Walker, someone I kind of went back and forth on because the Tigers offense has been pretty poor, but I liked an initial sort of look at like Riley Green and Torkelson in this spot against Walker today. If you were kind of going in that direction. Anybody else for you? I mean, again, I know it's a smaller slate, so the options in the mid-tier certainly aren't as full, as we normally go, but like any interest elsewhere? Or are you going Ohtani, Freeman, and Torkelson and moving forward?
No, I like some of these kind of cheaper guys too. Like I like both Josh Bell and Carlos Santana. I think especially Josh Bell batting third, he's been hitting really well against Joe Ross, who isn't anything special. So at that cheaper end, Minnesota's been hitting so well too, and Carlos Santana has been hitting well that I'm okay saving a little extra money and going to those guys too if you needing to find some cheap options.
Sure. Moving on over to the second base position, you got Altuve versus a lefty and Detmers at $5,500. Ketel Marte, Westberg. What are your thoughts spinning up today?
If I'm spinning up, it's going to be Altuve. He's just been awesome against the lefty Detmers. You're like, yeah, sure, Detmers has been pitching well, but this Houston offense is starting to be pretty scary again. Like they're starting to turn things on all through that lineup, and Altuve is just so good against lefties.
Sure. Mid-tier range. Would you be afraid of going Rengifo against Valdez here at 4,200? I know I've talked extensively about him being a career lefty masher.
Yeah, I am not scared of him at all. Obviously, I do really like Framber Valdez. He's someone I would even consider today as well. He's a pitcher I like. But yeah, Rengifo has been insane against lefties so far this season. He's always been a good lefty matcher, but this season especially has been crazy so far.
Yeah.
So I'm absolutely willing to go with that matchup. And even though it's a tougher lefty in Framber Valdez, I think Rengifo can still easily provide value there.
Agreed. Where else are you looking to go at second today?
I think it gets ugly pretty quick after Rengifo. Michael Massey batting fifth maybe, but I'm so on Reese Olson, I'm probably not going there. And then a lot of these other guys just have tough matchups that I just don't really see much upside.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you again. If you wanted some power, Nolan Gorman's down here as a pretty cheap option for you, but not much else for me that I'd be looking to target either. Third base then. Devers, your top price guy at $5K. Westberg, Prees, Garcia. I mean, they're okay, but nothing spectacular. James Grande did our preview show today. He had Alex Bregman on his cover. Bregman continues the role here.
Yeah, Bregman has been awesome. Of all these top guys, sure, you can go to Devers who's hit 5 straight homers, or 5 games, 5 homers.
Yeah,
he's been absurd. But I'm in on Taj Broadley today, and so I'm probably not going Devers. And I'm just going to save the money. I'm going Alex Bregman again because he's got the righty-lefty matchup. He's always crushed lefties, and yeah, he's just been locked in. So I think this is legit. I'm going to keep paying for him while his price remains this low.
A team I know we've been waiting for the breakout, but necessarily haven't gotten it has been Seattle. The lefty numbers against Stroman, though, I think are a bit interesting here. They have some really big splits going up against Stroman on this season, especially guys from the left side of the plate against left-handed hitters on the year. Almost a 400 WOBA, a 533 slugging percentage here. He's giving up 2.2 homers per 9 to lefties, and this is Yankee Stadium. So, maybe a spot here where someone like a Josh Rojas, who has cooled off, he was white hot earlier. It was maybe earlier May or middle of April there, but cooling down a bit, but still, the right porch there in the matchup here against Stroman.
Yeah, I've been off Rojas recently. He was a plug-in every day for a while when he was 3,000 and batting leadoff and red hot. Obviously, the price has gone up. He's slowed down, but you're right. The matchup definitely makes him intriguing here again.
Yeah, the 2.2 homers per 9 was what stood out to me, knowing that they're in Yankee Stadium today. And I was like, you know what? If there's a chance that Stroman's going to struggle against lefties, this is not the stadium to have those struggles in. Any other third baseman for you on today's slate?
If you want to go a bit cheaper, I think Joey Ortiz, coming in at 3,500. Yeah. He's got over 1,000 OPS in his last 10 games, so definitely be in that lineup against the lefty. I really like this Milwaukee offense. I think he definitely provides some value at that cheap end.
Yeah, I like that. And guys, we appreciate your questions popping into chat here. Our guy, Coach Chris, saying he's in it for some MLB. Chris, we appreciate you coming on over from the NBA show here. We'll get to you some MLB on the winning track here tonight. Justin popping in saying he's cutting some grass. I got to do the lawn as well. I just got back from a trip. I was at a bachelor party all weekend, so now I got to do some chores. I got to go mow the lawn here, my house as well. Entered 2 single entry tourneys for Danny. We'll get you ready to go. Wants to know who we're high on. He says he went Lopez and Stroman for starting pitchers. Again, we just talked, lefty bats against Stroman could be a little bit scary in this matchup here. And we got a question: who's the starting pitcher least likely to succeed today. We gave some of our favorites. Do you have a straight fade play today?
I mean, the Diamondbacks pitchers are probably like my highest fade going up against those Dodgers, like that duo of the opener Mantiply and the follower Saccone. Like, I don't trust either of them to do much in limiting the Dodgers today.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with you there. Let's fade some Arizona here, and then Mama wants to know thoughts on Taj. You had mentioned him as one of your favorite mid-tier options here today. Man's looked really good since coming back from the IL. Again, Boston's offense against righties has been okay, and even their road numbers. So I was kind of with you initially when I was looking over some props here today. I was like, Boston's on the road though. I think they were 5th in road WOBA against righties. I know it's a super small sample size, but Taj Bradley is an elite pitching prospect and really starting to look pretty good here. So I do think, again, he went 5 innings and got the win. So what do you consider enough innings to be relevant? He had 19 fantasy points at this same price tag. So I think if you get another 5 innings, 6K with a win, you're going to be sitting pretty good there with the 19 fantasy points there. So certainly can run that one out. We were on third base. Was there any other third baseman you liked here today? You said obviously Ortiz. Anybody else?
No, that's about it for me. I think he's my cheap guy, and not much else sticking out.
Shortstop then. We like Reese Olson today at some value, so I don't think we're gonna be paying 63 for Bobby Witt. But Gunnar Henderson is the cover of your playbook. Homers in 3 straight games here. Had a stolen base yesterday as well. Broken out of his slump. Does that have to do with the Seattle starting pitching he faced? And can he continue that over against Sonny Gray here today?
Yeah, I think Gunnar is just awesome. Obviously, 3 straight homers. Sonny Gray is clearly a really talented pitcher, but we've seen him struggle with some homers in recent games. He gave up 3 against Milwaukee, another one against the Angels. He's given up 11 earned runs in his last 2 starts. So, I don't trust him to stop this really good Baltimore offense. And, yeah, Gunnar Henderson just looks awesome. He's tied for the major league lead in home runs. This guy is going to be pushing for MVP candidate after his rookie of the year season last year.
Right.
The talent is legit. He's obviously locked in right now. I'm totally happy to pay the money to get Gunnar Henderson even against Sonny Gray.
I agree. Good lineup. Even a tough matchup sometimes there. Volpe's 49, Pena 45. He continues to hit in the middle of that Houston lineup. Gets Detmers there. Correa with the lefty against Parker at 4K. What are your thoughts on the mid tier here?
Yeah, you named him. I mean, yeah, Pena against the lefty, Correa against the lefty. Those are guys that I've been going to pretty consistently. Jeremy Pena's been awesome really this whole season, but especially against lefties, he crushes. So I really love going either of them in this middle tier. And then if I want to go cheap, I'm probably going back here to, Mason Wynn. I know you're in on Dean Kramer, but Mason Wynn just keeps kind of providing value, and he's still crazy cheap.
Yeah, I don't mind Mason Wynn. Again, has some of that stolen base upside. Homered the other day. Has a little bit of a hit streak going. Can score some runs. $3,300. That's fine. They're hitting Dylan Moore 6th. Again, recent power numbers for him have been okay, but it's a righty, not a lefty there. If you did kind of like some of the Seattle matchups. But after that, again, no real value on this 8-game slate at the shortstop position. So I'm with you there. It's probably the lowest I would go. Maybe some Zach Nato. Again, I am not afraid of Framber. We've talked NATO splits. I think since the last time we discussed, he was still hitting lefties at a pretty good clip. Let's pull this up quickly here. See if the batting average has gone down at all against left-handed pitching. Yeah, actually, it's improved. He's hitting now 483 on the year against lefties. He is 14 for 29. With a homer, 510 WOBA, 207 ISO. Again, not a big power hitter, but still, this man is hitting almost 500 now over a month into the year against left-handed pitching. So if you liked NATO and Renifo and is Drury off the IL yet? Nope, still in the IL. Well, they got some guys on that lineup that hit lefties, and NATO's one of them. He may be the cheapest I'd be willing to go at $3,200 there. Outfield. What's some of your top outfielders today?
Yeah, I mean, I think the tops are pretty obvious. Obviously, all the Dodger guys go for the Dodger guys, and then the ones that have just been hitting like crazy: Kyle Tucker, Christian Yelich. I feel like we've been talking about every day, but they've both keep being amazing, and they're both guys that I feel like they have lefty-lefty matchups today. Maybe some people will be going away, but the lefty-lefty matchup for both Kyle Tucker and Christian Yelich don't scare me at all, and they've been fantastic.
Sure. Does Tyler O'Neill keep hitting home runs? I know you're in on Taj there, but the power continues to be mighty relevant here for Tyler O'Neill. 11 homers on the season.
Yeah, he's been awesome. He just hit a home run yesterday. I think, I'm not as in on him just because I am high on Taj Bradley. But, yeah, obviously you can get the power there. I think it's a little expensive. I wish Tyler O'Neill was more like at least like the even 5K. It seems a little high, but he does provide the power. So good chance that he can still get you a homer and be worth that value. But I don't know if I'm paying that much against Bradley today.
Sure. I mentioned liking Riley Green earlier. I still do there, even at 5K against Waka. Starting to turn it around a little bit. Taylor Ward's been on fire lately to the power numbers for him. He had homers in 3 of the last 4. So, again, if you're not in on Framber Valdez, maybe the Angels are a little bit sneaky of a play here today if you wanted to maybe get some exposure there. Where else will we go in if you're looking in the mid-tier today?
Yeah, I don't like going against your Dean Kramer pick here, but some of these Cardinals guys too in the outfield intrigue me, especially Lars Nootbaar. I think, he's starting to figure things out a little bit. He's got 2 homers in his last 3 games. He's got like 6 hits in his last 4. He's starting to look locked in the plate, and I just think his talent's really high. So I like Lars Nootbaar in this middle.
Yeah, that one works for me. Working our way down a little bit more. Pages had homered the other day. Continues to hit pretty well in this Dodgers lineup. I put the cover of today, giving a shout out to a value play that we don't often do, but that's Luke Raley. Hitting cleanup again. I'm really just in on lefty bats against Stroman here today. Man's hitting 400 or an 1100 OPS over the last 10 games here. Nice little hit streak going. And again, I can't stress the splits there, over 500 slugging percentage, almost a 400 WOBA lefties against Stroman on the year. Could see Raley today come up big in a big ballpark for left-handed power hitters.
Yeah, Luke Raley is a good power hitter, and he was a good hitter for most of last season. Has really struggled to get his footing here with Seattle, but I keep thinking he's going to turn around. I think we might be seeing it here, so I'm with you there. Luke Raley getting a hit in New York.
Yep. So $3,100 for a value play is kind of where I was at today. Where else are you going?
And my favorite value play is Jake Myers. Again, already talked about liking some of those Astros a little bit, but Jake Myers has been awesome, especially against lefties. But the last handful of games, he's got 9 hits in his last 4 games, 2 homers and 2 doubles as a part of that. He is crushing right now. For sure going to be in that lineup against the lefty. So at this value with a good lineup and him locked in, that's easily my favorite value play today.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I like that spot as well. And again, you're getting him against the lefty pitcher there. I think I actually had written him up in my playbook when he was hitting at the bottom of the line. I was like, the man has a 400, a 300 ISO, I think it was, against left-handed pitching on the season, and continues to come through. Pulling up some recent numbers, obviously after the recent hot stretch for him against left-handed pitching on the season. Jake Myers, let's see, where are we at here? 320 ISO. That seems good. Got a 320 ISO against left-handed pitching there for Jake Myers. So a lot of power for Myers in this matchup here today. Again, guys, we appreciate you all tuning in. If you could hit that like button, we go live every day at 4 p.m. Eastern time to break down today's main slate. We finish each show building a lineup for all of you here. So let's get to it here, Henry. Starting pitching today, you mentioned you liked Pablo Lopez. Is that your number one plug?
I love, he's my number one plug. Yeah.
Okay, I know we're going Reese Olson. So what's your, if you had to pick a pitcher to pair with, what's your guy?
Yeah, I'm going Pablo, especially with just the amount of money that Reese saves you. Like I said, I like Taj in the middle there, but since Reese saves you so much money, the upside of Pablo Lopez is just crazy high.
Alrighty. You liked Jake Myers, so we'll plug him in the outfield. Get us some more value. I like Luke Raley.
Yep,
love him in there. All right, so that gives us 4,500. We got the rest of the positions here to fill. Coach Chris, I do. We both like Olson. I like Dean Kramer today as well. Guy I think has some nice strikeout potential, sneaky strikeout upside. Again, I took the over. Actually, I took his what do they call it? Scorcher play over on Underdog where they boost it over 5.5 strikeouts at 1.5x. Again, this guy has 210 strikeout games over his last 4, and you're getting 1.5x payout on 5.5 strikeouts. So I like Kramer and Olson today. We're both high on. All right, catcher spot. Where are you going?
I mean, I probably still want to save money here. I'd like to go cheaper. I don't mind if you want to go the middle of like Ivan Herrera. I know you mentioned since we're not playing Kramer. I kind of like that if you don't want to go crazy cheap. But I'm also fine like punting and just taking like Christian Vasquez.
Yeah, I think Herrera is fine, and if we need the money, we can move down. Again, Kramer's been good at strikeouts, but he's still giving up hits and runs, so it's not like he's like shutting them down. All right, first base. Then you mentioned liking Torkelson, but we were also had Arizona as our top stack. Is this where we put Ohtani?
Ooh, yeah. We've saved some money. Like I said, I like Torque, but I'm okay spending some money to get Ohtani here.
Okay, that still gives us 43.50. Second base here, we can still spend up, or we can go down to Rojas for second or third. What are your thoughts at second here?
I like either going Rojas or Enhifo. I'll let you choose which of those two you like best. But
that's good. That's good. Let's go Rojas. I like the Yankee Stadium matchup here.
Yeah.
Third base, 4,500 play basically for third base, shortstop, and outfield. We could use a value play as well to get us another spend up at the outfield if there was a target of yours. What are you thinking here?
I said I like Joey Ortiz if we really want to save for those other positions, because then we could even maybe get Gunnar if we want, and a good outfielder.
4K outfield with Gunnar in there would be. Let's see. What do we think? Again, we can go down to. You said you liked Christian Vasquez. That's 26, so that gives us a $4,800 outfielder. What are you thinking here?
I mean, you either can lean into the Seattle stack with Julio Rodriguez, or we can add another Angel in there. And Taylor Ward, like you said, has been locked in recently.
Taylor Ward has been really good. Let's go Taylor Ward there. It gives us $100. It gives the one-off Angel play against Framber Valdez. Where's the average has been there. Where's the power?
There's no power. I know. I feel like it's gonna come, right? It's gonna happen.
All right, we'll lean into it. I agree. Let's lean into Julio's got to be better soon. Yeah, all right, we're leaning into Seattle here. Olsen, Lopez, Vasquez, Ohtani, Rojas, Ortiz, Henderson, Myers, Rayleigh, Rodriguez. Example lineup for everybody here today. Again, we appreciate you all tuning in. We go live here every day at 4 p.m. Eastern time, previewing the slate, breaking it down, answering your questions in the chat here. If you haven't already hit that like button, please do so. It is a free way to support the work we do here on the Fantasy Slam YouTube channel. Again, you hit that subscribe button, you'll get notified whenever we go live. Fantasy football season right around the corner. Best ball season is here. We're doing weekly best ball drafts on the Fantasy Slam YouTube channel. You can be part of those as well. Make sure you check out Henry's playbook. I just updated the ownership over on site. We'll have those updated again before roster lock at 6:40 p.m. Eastern time here today, everybody. We appreciate you all tuning in. We'll see you all tomorrow. Good luck until then, everybody.